Hello, Contrarians, listeners, watchers, subscribers. Here we are with another Contrarians post credits. This one is for a rotten movie that comes to us courtesy of a patron that usually gives us fresh movies. We generally pick from Jordan Mance's top 100 movies of all time list, but this time he's giving us a rotten movie that has some significance to him. And if you want to know what the significance is, you're going to have to listen to the episode because that's revealed during the Real Talk segment. But we're talking about The Great Wall. The Great, Beautiful Wall.
You did that on the episode, and I also shook my head, but now I'm on video, so I can just do it even more fervently.
How can you not? Especially when it has a 35% Rotten Tomatometer score. I guess in a way it's polling better than Trump's Wall. So there you go.
Yeah.
There's that. 42% popcorn meter. Not even audiences really care much for Matt Damon's attempt at a fantasy epic set in the olden times. Released in 2017. So, pre-COVID, maybe post-COVID, would be a little more open to Matt Damon saving China from aliens. But as it is, because it's rotten, we are very positive about it in Contrarians Corner. And then in Real Talk, maybe we actually agree with our Contrarians Corner selves. You'll have to listen to the episode to find out. But gotta tell you, as we mentioned in the episode, having done episodes on Joker 2 and Blade Runner, this was a refreshing change of pace, to say the least.
Yes.
Because even though it's aliens attacking the Great Wall, it's not as grim and depressing as the worlds of Todd Phillips and Ridley Scott. So there's something to be said about that. But for this post-credits, of course, we're going to have some extra Rotten Tomatoes quotes, some extra trivia. We're going to have the Josh Gad Minute. We're going to have trailer chatter, the whole package. So let's get started, Alex. I'm going to start with the consensus. Rotten, as I said, says, for a Yimou Zhang film featuring Matt Damon and Willem Dafoe battling ancient monsters, The Great Wall is neither as exciting nor as entertainingly bonkers as one might hope. I gotta say, I take issue.
It's pretty bonkers.
Yeah, I mean, you know what else is bonkers? That they name drop Matt Damon and Willem Dafoe and not a single mention of Pedro Pascal, who is actually the third lead, I guess.
Well, as we discussed in the episode, his stock has most certainly raised since the release of this film. But yeah, no one called him Joel in any of the reviews, I guess.
No, he wasn't even the Mandalorian at this time. He was just an actor trying to fulfill the promise of his few episodes on Game of Thrones, I think. All right. First rotten quote comes from Drew Deesh from Fandom, who says, The Great Wall is the equivalent of a well-made toy movie. It's a feast for the imagination, but your heart and brain will check out after a while. I mean, that's fine.
What's the problem?
Toy movie. I mean, you know what you're in for. What is a toy movie? Is he talking about like movies based on toy properties, like
or movies that have like a toy line released in conjunction with it, like specific to the 90s when it used to be better?
So not Transformers.
No, Transformers had a toy line. Oh, I guess it was a toy line before.
Right. I don't know. I can think of a movie that was a movie first and then a toy. Star Wars, but that was.
No, like Terminator 2, Battlefield Earth, Avatar, Batman Forever. Yeah, we've done plenty where we talk about the tie-in marketing with that type of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then why would you use that as a pejorative? Like, that's not a bad thing. And
that'd be awesome. Like, if I was a kid and I saw this, I'd want a Matt Damon that shoots arrows.
I would like a Great Wall.
Yeah.
Just set it up around my room. Yeah. Let's do that.
5,000 miles long. Yeah.
I would like a room that could contain the Great Wall. Next, Andrew Galdi from Movie Bitches says, this movie was in some ways like Mulan meets Alien Dinosaurs. I know Mulan. I don't know Alien Dinosaurs. Is he just combining?
I knew Mulan, sir. You are no Mulan.
Is he talking about like it's just a matchup of, like if you do Aliens, like Aliens, the movie Aliens, and Dinosaurs, the TV show Dinosaurs?
The dumb dad sets off the ice age.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, I don't see what the problem is with this stuff.
Mulan. Did you watch the live action Mulan?
No.
Did you watch the animated Mulan?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Did you not watch the live action Mulan because of like, why would I
Yeah.
watch the live action when I have the animated?
Correct. And also, wasn't that like one of the first movies that the studios were trying new shit during COVID, and they released that on streaming, but it was for like $30 or some
Yep.
shit? Yeah.
Yeah. They were testing the market,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. No.
and everybody was like, "Where are the songs? Where's Eddie Murphy? Where's the dragon?" So, no, for $30, you better give me Eddie Murphy again.
That's right.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Okay. Mulan meets Alien Dinosaurs. Again, I don't get how that's a negative. I'm like, that sounds like a kick-ass movie. Probably better than live action Mulan. All right, we're gonna close with Walter Chaw from Film Freak Central, who says,
Classic.
gloriously, fantastically stupid from beginning to end. Fifth generation legend Zhang Zimu's The Great Wall is also, not terrible on the grand scale of terrible things. That sounds
Thank you.
almost positive. But
That dude, I was gonna say you fucked up. Well, you pulled a positive review.
he gave it 1.5 out of 4. I guess Chaw is on the Ebert scale of like 4 stars. And
What was the phrase? Fantastically stupid.
gloriously, fantastically stupid.
Yeah, that's
Pain and Gain.
Yeah, well, hold on. Yeah, we spent an hour talking about how that's a good thing on this movie. So, yeah, I thought that guy was on board, but our scores differ greatly.
Yeah, I think, I don't know that I want the smart movie about aliens attacking the Great Wall. I'm okay with the gloriously stupid movie.
Yeah. I don't need, this isn't a thinking man's movie,
Yeah. In general, Great Walls are not a thinking man's anything.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on to the trailer and see how they try to sell the Great Wall, which was something I pondered in the episode itself. And Alex, as we start this trailer chatter, I gotta tell you, I was disappointed. Not a single from the director of Hero on either of the trailers we watched.
We did get a visionary director, though.
Yes, but I think most people wouldn't know this guy's name. If you say Hero, they would know who you're talking about. But if you just give them the name, I'm sorry, this is America. They barely know who Scorsese is.
Sad but true.
If you're not Zack Snyder, or Chris Nolan, doesn't mean anything. So we did 2 trailers. We did
We did the teaser and then the theatrical one. I thought the teaser did a pretty cool job of, like, the reveal of the alien is pretty sick. Where it's like it does the thing of like, what are there's the voiceover, like the dialogue where it's like, I've never encountered something like this before. What are we fighting? And then you get the quiet, and then it's foggy, and then the big alien hand like comes up, and it does a job of. If I saw that teaser trailer in the theater, I'd be like, "What the hell is that?" It's something that would immediately catch my attention and interest me.
Why did that build that wall? That's the thing of the teaser trailer, right? Like it does.
Oh yeah, what is it protecting, or like what is it keeping out? Yeah,
I think the problem with the teaser trailer, and that might have set off the movie on the wrong path to begin with. With we talk about this on the episode. It does make it look like Matt Damon is just the hero. Right?
Yes. Which, as the movie shows, it's a little bit more complicated.
Yes. So it's not that Whitey shows up in China to do what the Great Wall couldn't do. It's a little more complicated than that in the movie, but the teaser trailer just shows you Matt Damon.
It doesn't show you that he's taken to the wall because he's a prisoner taken to the wall.
Yeah.
Like, and that's so. Yes, the thing we talk about in the episode, I can definitely see how that like sends white savior vibes out there.
Yeah. The second trailer, the full extended trailer, it gives you more into what Matt Damon, I think it paints a better picture of like, oh, he's there kind of against his will at first. And you can see that the arc is going to be that he learns to care. And it shows you a lot more of the actual Chinese army kicking ass and defending themselves without Matt Damon assistance. You get a little bit of Willem Dafoe. Perhaps
you do
misleading you into thinking that he's going to play a bigger part in the movie, don't you think?
Yes.
And you get some Pedro Pascal, but most people were probably like, who? Why is that
Yeah.
guy next to everybody else?
He gets in the actual trailer, Pedro Pascal gets more of a reveal because they do that slow-mo shot of him and Matt Damon walking through a doorway together.
Yes. Yeah.
And he gets way more lines of dialogue in the actual trailer.
Yeah, I felt that they took his dialogue from a different part of the movie and put it on top of the, they kind of spoiled the big Matt Damon trick with the arrows where he shoots the ball
The
and
party trick, yeah.
yeah. And then after that, Pascal comes over and like leans over to him and says something. And I want to say in the movie he says something like, "I hope you're happy. I'm ready to eat" or something. But in the trailer they give him a more serious line. And I was like, all right. I mean, I get it. That's what you do, with trailers all the time. But I don't think that the trailer tells you how much comedic relief comes from Pedro Pascal in the movie. Like, he's the funny sidekick, even though he gets some dramatic parts and everything, he's still mostly there for comedy. And yeah, the trailer doesn't tell you that. And I could have used more of my favorite character, Commander Lin. What's his name?
That is
Tianjing.
yes.
Yeah, she's great in the movie. You get maybe she gets one line of dialogue in the trailer.
Yeah, and she gets a lot of like the reveal shots of like we see her. It's like, ooh, who's that?
Yeah. Her looking at Matt Damon with different levels of distrust.
Yes.
Throughout the trailer, and then you get a lot more aliens. Like, you get to see now it closes with the World War Z shot of the aliens just running towards the wall,
rushing the wall.
Yeah. What do you think, Alex? Would you have preferred it if we hadn't seen the trailers at all? Just leave that as a surprise for the movie?
Seeing like with the aliens, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give the audiences something. They do save a lot of like the sweet action sequences like for the movie. Like there's not like a lot of the stuff that's spoiled. Like nothing really. There's like one shot of Matt Damon throwing his shield, but nothing like as far as the climax of the film's really revealed. I think we see him diving at one point. But yeah, a lot of like the cool shit that happens in the movies, contained.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't see it as a bad trailer. I was, a lot of the episode is us trying to figure out why this movie failed so spectacularly. Why is it that this is like, according to lore, the one movie that Matt Damon's daughter will take him to task for? And it's not the trailer. I mean,
no.
It's just, just the curse of the February release, maybe. And, Deadpool hears that and it's like, haha, not me. Anyway, sorry that the trailer didn't provide more answers, but now it's time for us to provide a Josh Gad in the Josh Gad Minute. Alex?
Oh, this one's pretty easy for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Is Dafoe going to be Dagon out of the movie?
Yeah. I mean, Willem Dafoe's fine in this, and he gets the task of like delivering the exposition that explains, kind of what's going on to the audience. But I feel there's some kind of untapped comedy in the character that he plays. What's the character's name? Ballard.
Yeah.
He's kind of an idiot, but he's conniving, and obviously, in the movie he double crosses multiple people. So I could see Josh Gad having a little bit of fun with that. And then the biggest thing is we would get the side quest with Josh Gad and Pedro Pascal. So we get like a minor little buddy comedy out of them on this battlefield of intergalactic strife. So I think that would be the obvious go-to, because I don't want to get rid of Matt Damon. I don't want to get rid of Pedro Pascal. And then if we cast him as anyone else, we're getting into some dangerous territory. So,
I mean, he could be an alien. He could be the mother alien.
Yeah, like Mojo from the X-Men, I think is what Mojo's from. Yeah.
So. I like the idea of really leaning into the comedy of the Willem Dafoe character, because you're right, especially when you consider his final fate in the movie. That can be played for laughs a lot more. And with Dafoe, it's just, it's a lot more low-key. I would like to see Josh Gad getting captured by savages, and then his words, not mine, and then just blowing himself up. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, him all tied up, and I think that would be the best play.
All right. I mean, not a whole lot of options. I agree with Alex. We're not making Josh Gad part of the Chinese army,
No.
and so that's how it has to be. All right. Well, that was Josh Gad Minute. Alex, let's move on to trivia.
All right, so we talk about this a little bit in the episode, but it's an interesting point of discussion, so we'll circle back to it. On a budget of $150 million, this movie went on to make $335 million. Most of that was not domestic. The Great Wall grossed $45.5 million in the U.S. and Canada, and $289.4 million in other territories. You could just say the rest of the world, for a worldwide total of 335. In the U.S. and Canada, the film to open alongside A Cure for Wellness and Fist Fight was projected to gross between $17 and $19 million. It made $970,000 at Thursday night previews, and then 5.9 on its first day. Went on to open at 18 million. So, right, I guess that was what projections are for. Finishing third at the box office behind holdovers The Lego Batman movie, Julio's favorite, and 50 Shades Darker.
Oh.
The film joined Terminator Genesis Warcraft and fellow 2017 release Triple X Return of Xander Cage as the only Hollywood films to earn $100 million in China without making $100 million in the United States. We talk about that a lot. I always think of Iron Man 3 for some reason, because that was the first movie that really nailed home how big Asian markets are for movies like that. Because, like, I don't know if you remember, that was like kind of part of that movie is like why 3D hung around for a while, and it was just doing no business in the United States, but like the 3D.
Iron Man 3 was in 3D. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have somewhere the projectionist guide for that. I remember taking that from Cinemark. For those who don't know, some big movies would come with like customized guides to reference, and it's like, yeah, I know how the fucking projector works, but now I have a guide with Robert Downey Jr. on it that says how to do so. But
I
didn't remember.
Black just pointing at you.
Yeah, exactly. You're the real star. Forgot that about Terminator Genesis, previously covered many moons ago on our epic Terminator franchise retrospective. Critically, we've talked about not great. There was some controversy we go into a little bit in the episode, and we were joked about already, the idea of the white savior. The director of this, Zhang Yimou, spoke on... I found a little clip here, or excuse me, a little excerpt. He said that Damon was not playing a role that was intended for a Chinese actor. He criticized detractors for not being armed with the facts and stated that in many ways, The Great Wall is the opposite of what is being suggested. For the first time, a film deeply rooted in Chinese culture, with one of the largest Chinese casts ever assembled, is being made at a tentpole scale for a world audience. I believe that this is a trend that should be embraced by our industry. So standing beside his work, obviously, and as we talk about in the episode, and yes, I can see now that a lot of people saw this trailer and the poster and were like, what the fuck is this? But just like we said, he's a prisoner that's brought in that volunteers to help these folks, and they basically teach him how to fight. While he teaches them how to fish at one point, he basically like rounds them all up. It's like, all right, who here has seen Waterworld? This is what we're gonna do, okay?
It's like cultural exchange. It's like,
yeah.
They both sides learn a lot.
But I think you and I both came away from this not finding this to be a white savior movie.
No, it's the comparison to Last Samurai is kind of inevitable once you get into that kind of conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, The Last Samurai is a more complex movie, but it also suffered from that thing where, the poster and maybe...
The poster says The Last Samurai and it's Tom Cruise.
Exactly,
like, hey,
yeah. And here, poster says The Great Wall and it's Matt Damon. And you're like, Matt Damon is not a wall. What's going on? He's not even Chinese. But then the movie explains what's happening. And it makes sense, especially for a silly movie. And I am glad, I'm glad that the director went on the offensive in a way and not just, because I think sometimes when people defend their work, they're also trying not to offend audiences, and, they might not be as forceful in expressing their views. But this sounds like this dude came out and was like, listen, you're wrong.
Yeah.
And this is dumb. we should be like celebrating what we've done here. And I mean, good for him. That's uh, he should have gotten to the argument with Matt Damon's daughter.
Yeah,
Not Matt Damon caved too easily. And if you don't know what we're talking about, I mean, we talk about it in the episode, and you can probably look it up online. But
woke culture, man. I'm telling you.
yeah, this Gen Zers, millennials, what is whatever Matt Damon is? I guess his daughter is like the next generation.
Yeah, he would probably be a Gen Xer. So I did find also the review from the AV Club gave the movie a B minus, which I think is pretty much exactly what I gave it. I just wanted to call out because I found this funny because it's something I was really fixated on the episode. There is no logical reason for the film to climax in a tower of stained glass that paints Lin May and William in psychedelic Suspiria lighting, but boy, does it look gorgeous in 3D. I remember just going on and on about that, the setting of like the climax of the movie and how fucking great it looks. The Suspiria lighting is a nice touch. Of course, referencing the original.
Original Suspiria, not the 3-hour remake Suspiria.
No, thank you. And then closing here, the Chinese response, the critical response, and the nation this was based upon. The film's largest investor, the Wanda Group, co-owner of Legendary Pictures, has a good relationship with the Chinese Communist Party. As of July 2017, users of film review website Douban rated The Great Wall 4.9 out of 10. On Maoyan, another film review aggregator, the professional score is 4.9 out of 10. On December 28th of 2016, the Communist Party's official media outlet, People's Daily, published an article on its website severely criticizing Douban and Maoyan for doing harm to the Chinese movie industry with their bad reviews. So, are we the Communist Party of the United States, Julio?
Are we the bad guys? Well, no, because we're not the government. So
No.
this is like if Trump decided that his latest feud is with Rotten Tomatoes, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
On that
on
same
brand.
day, yeah. And again, I say this in the episode. If I'm mispronouncing these names, please forgive me. I'm trying my best here. On the same day, Maoyan took down its professional score of 4.9 for The Great Wall, but kept up the high audience score of 8.4 out of 10. However, another article was published later in that evening from the same People's Daily. And it commented the Chinese movie industry should accept people have the right to leave even 1-star reviews. After the second article was published, many questioned People's Daily as they had published 2 commentaries on the same day that were in stark contrast. The editorial board responded that the second article published later was the newspaper's opinion on the matter. People's Daily Overseas edition restated this the next day. So a little bit of government meddling, trying to help Matt Damon and the gang out here. But I just love the professional score and audience score. That's the fucking Tomatometer and the popcorn meter,
Yeah.
And with, dude, how vicious people are about, like, the wrong fan base that will spam Rotten Tomatoes to make sure a movie looks good or bad. I remember when The Dark Knight Rises came out. Do you remember this? It started on Rotten Tomatoes at 87%, and fans were like, I think they're like death threats to some of the writers and stuff that gave it, a fucking green splotch.
I didn't remember about Dark Knight Rises, but I've seen it, with other movies, so it doesn't surprise me. That's just...
So what we need is Trump needs to start a new division. So when movies like The Great Wall come out, more people go to see them, and we have better reviews on the website. Again, it's hilarious. I just it goes back to our whole mission statement. The problem is there's 2 problems. One, they don't understand what that score means. They just think it means something. It's arbitrary. And 2, it seems as though, and in this case, the government has to step in to tell people to think for yourself, man.
Well, I was gonna say, and 3, the government should have better things to do than to weigh into, what the Matt Damon movie is doing.
Oh, they're efficient over there in China, man. They got that's how slow of a day it was. They got everything working properly in the country. That they're like, all right, we need to step in with this Great Wall shit. So yes, please do not think a movie's worth is based on its Rotten Tomatoes score or its Dalban rating. Think for yourself, please. So the government doesn't have to explain it to you.
And to whatever the Contrarians equivalent in China is, we salute you. I'm sure that you did what you could to fight the Rotten Tomatoes, Chinese Rotten Tomatoes misinformation. All right. Well, that is The Great Wall. Coming up next, Alex, what did we say we're doing? Is it the Western? Is it Open Range? Or is it the Searchers? I know one is bonus on Patreon, one is like the main feed.
I think the Searchers is the main feed one that we were discussing.
Really? Talking shit about John Wayne on the main feed?
I mean,
why not? We've done it before, just not in like a full movie form, like full episode. All right. So I think it's a Western, and it's probably the Searchers.
Safe bet with John Wayne, yeah.
All right. That's it. Watch The Great Wall. Listen to the episode. Watch the Searchers. If it's not the Western we're covering, we'll apologize, but you should watch the Searchers anyway, because I hear it's a classic. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you again soon.